Hey folks, we're back again with yet another post-workout cocktail. My name is Jaime Salas. I am the ambassador for Milagro Tequila, and today we are joined by Maxime Belfand, bartender extraordinaire, colleague, and good friend. Happy to call him a friend. Maxime, tell us a little bit about yourself before we go into.
Well, hello, Jaimito, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for reaching out. So my name is Maxime Belfand. I usually work at a bar called Saxon and Brawl and Ghost Donkey in Manhattan. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that for about 3.5 weeks now. So I'm happy to make a little cocktail. I did myself a little workout today, and something I'm trying to do every day, just to keep my head, straight. Keep it good, working out. Summer's coming, don't forget that, guys. It's good to be I usually go outside with a mask, go for a run or stuff like that, and I did that about an hour ago, so I'm ready for a cocktail now.
It's it just so happens that Maxime doesn't live too far from me, and everybody else just finished the workout as well, so we're in prime time. Tell us what you have planned for us today for folks at home, so that if they can't do it this time around, if you don't have all the ingredients you need for this cocktail today, you can prep for it next time, revisit the video, and make this at home. So once again, Maxime, thank you for allowing us into your home. Tell us what you have in store for people's at-home cocktail.
So honestly, I did something pretty simple. I went in my bodega around the corner and get a couple of ingredients. So everybody's supposed, able to get whatever I got today. I got a lemon, I got some celery. This I did not get at the bodega. I got it at your house, Jaime. But it's a delicious tequila, Milagro Silver. So when I finish a workout, usually I'm pretty thirsty. I want something long, refreshing. I like a beer once in a while, to be honest. But if I drink a cocktail, I'll do something like a highball, something that will kind of like rehydrate you, bring you back to, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of like nutrition here and there, and water, obviously, and a little bit of boost because you earn it, right? So this is how we're gonna do the drink. So it's gonna be built. You don't even need a shaker or a mixing glass or a strainer or anything like that. So very simple. I'm gonna start with apple vinegar. So that's something I got on my bodega. Just 2 dashes. That's something I drink pretty much every day. Glass of water in the morning, about 3/4 of an ounce in a glass, and just chug it. So just help you like clean your inside. It's just starting the day straight and hydrates you, obviously. Then we have green Tabasco. It's one of my favorite hot sauce. What I like about green Tabasco is that they don't have any garlic or onions. It's just the pepper and then a little bit of vinegar. So it just like brightens up your drink, gives a little bit of spiciness. It just works together, especially with tequila or any agave spirit, really.
Maxime, why don't you tell our audience what it is about those two ingredients both contain something in common, which is the vinegar aspect. What about that vinegar are you looking for in this cocktail? Is it the acidity? Is it the...
Yeah, acidity, exactly. Because you'll see, I'll be using a little bit of tonic later on, so you get some sweetness. So you need kind of a good balance, and also vinegar brightens up your drink. It's just like, to me, vinegar in drinks, and that's something that I discovered more in the US, people using shrubs and stuff like that. When I first started to work 8 years ago, I was like, oh my God, yes, of course. It's perfect. It's just delicious. And you don't have to use necessarily like lemon or lime. It's also a cheaper ingredient in the long term because, you have a bottle of vinegar, you can make so many drinks with it. It's a different type of acid, but if you use it well in some drinks, it just makes a very big difference. So I personally love that. Apple vinegar especially because it's good for you, and just the flavor works with a lot of type of spirit.
Perfect.
Cool. So we have our apple vinegar, we have our green Tabasco. Then this is optional, but I like that. You can find that at Colutions, which is a store on 28 in Lexington, or you can also find it online. It's celery bitter from those guys at Bitter Truth, really good. So I put a couple of dashes in there as well. Then I'm gonna put the best part of that drink is 1.5 parts of Milagro Tequila Silver. All right. You can put a generous pour, it's fine, but I do 1.5. Gonna put some ice all the way to the top.
folks at home, if they wanted to say make this for several friends, is this something that you can see somebody batching out and maybe building a pitcher
So this one? So that cocktail, yeah, that's pretty easy to make. Again, like you don't need to shake, you don't need to do anything. So you can take that recipe and just multiplicate it by 20. That's easy. It's topped up with the cucumber tonic. So this is something that I really like. I usually don't really love like sugary drink or like sodas. I drink water. But if I love a good gin and tonic, or I love tonic in general in highballs or stuff like that. And what I like about this one is that the sugar level is a little lower. I'm very careful with what I drink, what I put in my body, and this one has, it's way lower in terms of sugar if you compare to other tonic. So that's what I like about that, and it's got that little hint of cucumber, which works really, really well in these drinks, especially with tequila. So you're gonna fill it up all the way to the top. Okay, let me grab a little spoon, actually, Jaimito.
Absolutely.
All right, so just mix it up together so it's bubbly, refreshing, vibrant. Get a hint of like spice from the Tabasco, and then we're just gonna garnish it with a little bit of celery. So what I did with the celery is just you get a peeler, you peel your celery, and then you put it in water. I don't know if you can see anything, but this is what it does, and it just curls by itself. So you don't have to do anything. It'll just you just grab a little bit, put it on top. And it's got a very cool visual, especially when you have a green, like a clear drink like that, and then you put that vibrant green color on top. People are like, "Oh my god, that looks really good!" And it's not much work, to be honest. It's pretty easy to make. So,
but it's presentation is everything, and we want to entice people to want to get to the drink as well as enjoy it once they have it in hand, right? Aromatically, visually. So you're saying to peel lengthwise,
yeah.
And then height.
I can show you. Do you want me to do a little demonstration?
Absolutely, go for it.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
For those folks at home who want to know how to do this, it's actually much simpler than it sounds, and Maxime is going to show us just how to create this garnish. Now, Maxime, if somebody wanted to do some layer in more flavor, would it be advisable to hydrate this instead of water? Maybe some other liquid that's either aromatic or sweetened or flavor.
You could put a syrup.
People like to eat their garnish, you know what I mean? So for people who like to eat their garnish, could they something or
Yeah, you could definitely add some flavor to the water. You can make either syrup. You could put some bitters, maybe even a spirit, like an orange liquor or something like that. It will definitely picks up on some flavor. So that's actually a pretty good idea. You could put like some rose water in it, some orange flower water, something like that. It's a pretty good point. I just did straight up water with 1 ice cube. You just need something cold. So like this, that's the way your celery will curl up. So here's a piece of celery, delicious. And then you're just those peelers are actually the best to do these kind of things. Even for like citrus peels and stuff like that, just easier. It's harder to hurt yourself, if you don't use a peeler every day like we do. So you're just gonna go and literally peel.
You're creating sort of a confetti, if you will, or a ribbon effect from.
Exactly. So you can do that. You can do that with cucumber. You can do that with pretty much everything. So, and then you just go like this. And the beauty of that drink, that garnish as well, is that with 1 piece of celery, you could make 25 garnishes. It does a lot. It does a lot of garnishes. So I did like 2 or 3, and this is more than 4 drinks. So this is cool. And then if you don't use everything, just make a salad with it.
I'm gonna say, and the great thing is if you make a pitcher for your friends, there'll be a day and time when all of us will go back and reconvene.
Exactly.
To having guests over and imbibing along with our friends and family. And so
absolutely,
it's good to have these little hacks with you. So now, what is the name of this lovely cocktail? I have to say, it puts mine to shame. But before we toast, what is the name of your cocktail?
Wait, what are you drinking, Jaime?
Oh, I am drinking. I kept it a little simpler.
Okay.
I am drinking a Milagro Select Bar Reserve Añejo Old Fashioned.
Yeah.
AKA a Mexican Old Fashioned, an agave Old Fashioned. It's a riff on a whiskey cocktail, and basically I did meat and a little bit a little bit of a more solid cocktail, if well. Whereas I think that's perfect, particularly with the weather we're having, and post workout. To your point, a long refreshing cocktail is, I think, better suited for the earn your booze athletes. But here's what I'm having. So I wanna raise a toast to you and tell you again, thank you very much, Saludcita,
So
for having us.
this cocktail, I don't know how we should, maybe we should name it after you. I know you were a little sick. You were a little sick, and I'm very happy that you're back to normal. So maybe I could call it the Jaimito Highball. How about that?
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're going to put that. You're going to forward me the recipe. We're going to put that in the comments below for everybody. We're going to give everyone your handles as well in case they want to reach out or follow you. Yep. You work at some of my favorite bars here in New York City, and I think they're in for a treat for those people that are local to us. Regardless of where you are in the world, you can take this recipe that Maxime just shared with us and obviously recreate it for your post-workouts, earned cocktails, all in moderation, of course. Maxime, we have a few minutes left. Yeah. Tommy, you mentioned a little bit about working out. I myself am a big workout enthusiast. I mentioned to you that I was sick earlier on, and I'm feeling better. Not quite up to working out standards just yet, but that's one of the silver linings I'm really looking forward to getting to. Okay. So you having just worked out, tell me, we're all living this really surreal experience at the moment. What are you doing? You mentioned the importance of keeping fit, keeping active. There's probably very few professions that are as active as we hospitality industry folks, right? Particularly bartenders, right. Especially now in the industry with the guest shifts and the traveling and just the long shift standing on your feet. What is it you do? You obviously have more time now to do that stuff, but when you're back at the bar, previous to everything happening recently, what did you do to have that work-life balance and to align the mental with the physical?
Yeah, well, to be honest, and like you said, yeah, it's true. Our lives have changed a lot in the last 3.5 weeks. But working out is also something that keeps me sane when I'm working, right? So working out is something that I've done since I'm a kid. I've always done sport, and it's something that I just need, naturally. And especially with that, either the stressful life that we used to have 3.5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, just to keep it together, and focus. And an example is a bike every day at work. So, when I go to work, I do a little 30 minutes workout. I take the bridge, Williamsburg Bridge in Brooklyn to go to work. And when I go home, well, I take my bike as well. So I don't really drink that much when I'm at work. I drink on my days off or something like that, just to try to keep the right balance. But now actually biking is something that is saving me. I'm able to go out, I just put a mask on my face. And I don't really talk to people. I put a backpack on, a couple of bananas, a bottle of water, so I don't have to stop anywhere at bodega, whatever, just not, to avoid as much as possible contact with other people. And yeah, yesterday I went to Rockaway, put some headphones on, listen to podcast, some music, or just nothing, just meditate a little bit, just be in my head and reflect on a few things, whatever it is. And it feels good, just being outside. The weather is good, and I just try not to go where other people are. So, the roads are pretty empty. There's not many cars. I don't have to talk to anyone or contact anyone. I just do my thing. I just go on the road and see pretty things. And, the streets of New York right now are a little bit surreal. It's a very unique time, and I don't think we'll have that anytime soon. So being on those streets, seeing those things and working out at the same time, and take a little bit of fresh air, it's everything to me right now. It feels really, really good. So yeah. So there's some days I bike. There's some days I do a little bit of workout at home. I have a yoga mat, so I do a few exercises. I do some burpees. I do some push-ups. But at least I try to do 45 minutes to an hour a day. And like you said, I do have more time. I would normally work out 3 to 4 times a week. I just work out every day because it's part of my. It's part of my routine. It's part of something that I'm looking for, just put some music or, there's something. I'm on my own. And yeah, it's just something that I need, and then I can do something else and move on to something else. Working out release endorphin, which makes you happy, which makes you see life in general better. It's just, you have a rough day, fuck it. Just get on your gears, get on your shorts, and sweat, and you will see that those things are not that important, or you will overcome a situation that is a little, you thought it was hard to overcome, but you can actually do it. It put things in perspective. To myself, that's how I do things. That's how it always worked. There's some people that would, if something is a little hard, they will have a drink. I go and work out.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned, because just the same way that a drink can provide you that mental escape, right, is the same way that exercise can paint a new perspective for you. And by no means are we doctors here,
No.
But we are enthusiasts of working out, and most anyone who does can attest to the fact that once you get those endorphins going, life just seems a lot better, a lot happier. You get those rose-colored glasses seem to flip on. So
yeah.
That's it. One last question for you, because what I gathered from that was, I work out deliberately, but I also work in as much exercise as I can by doing things like getting on a bicycle, traveling to work, which I think for those of us that have a lot of obligations and find ourselves struggling with that work-life balance, more often than not, I say the same thing. I say, well, then don't go to the gym for 2 hours, but get up and bike instead of walk, right? Or just take that stroll, like you mentioned. One of the benefits we have right now is that it is quiet, and it does provide us time to reflect and all that good stuff. So beyond working out, beyond those reflective moments, do you have moments of reflection? What is it what else are you taking advantage of or doing? Any little hobbies or little sort of things that most people don't know that you're kind of relishing in right now, that you have time on your hands? How are you passing the time? Are you watching Mexican soap operas, or are you writing a novel? What are you doing?
Hell no. I live with a Mexican man. He's a telenovela himself. So aka Nacho Jimenez, for anyone that knows him. No, so what I do is I do a lot of cooking. That's also part of like my own meditation. So we have actually a calendar with like, I rewrote down the next menu for the next 2 weeks. So like, going a little shopping. So we know that. So tomorrow is actually taco night. Tonight is Mediterranean. So I have a lot of cookbooks as well. So I just, I would do that maybe on a day off, maybe. But now I just have so much time on my hands. So I just, grab a book. It's like, okay, we're going to do this, just trying to either learn something new, cook something I've never done before. It's something that I really love. I'm in my kitchen. It's like 6-7 o'clock. I start cooking. I drink a glass of wine, or put some music. To me, this is everything. I love cooking, and same as a workout. I'm looking for that time of the day where I can be, in the kitchen doing my thing, talking to my girlfriend, or like to Nacho, who lives with us right now. It's a good time. It's everybody's there together, drinking a little something, and it's always great. What else do I do? I started reading again. I have more time, so I try to read a little more. We bought a Nintendo Switch, playing some video game. I haven't played video games since I was like maybe 12 or 13. So stuff like that. Just trying to learn something new. I'm working on a new menus. For the new season. I mean, we left, it was winter. We're gonna come back, it will be the end of spring, probably. So trying to be ready, when we open. It's like, okay, cool, we have a new menu, this is what's gonna happen, this is what we're gonna do, because I know those things as soon as we open, and hopefully it'll be soon when everybody's safe and virus free. Those things are gonna come really quickly. So just to be looking ahead, and this is what also keeping me sane and hopeful. This is going to happen. We're going to reopen the doors at some point. So I'll be ready for that time.
Right. If there's one thing that life teaches us as we get older and we wade through this world and our own experiences, is that life keeps on going. Right. Time keeps on ticking, and I think we're all a little apprehensive. No one really knows what our new normal is going to look like, but you have to prepare in some way, shape, or form. We all have things to do, and I'm trying to reflect on the things that I've done could do better on a personal level, working on on what I can do to help out those in need at the moment, and then ultimately get prepared for what's to come, and who knows what that's going to look like. But this is all part of it here. So I wanted to thank you once again, Maxime. Thank you very much for coming on with us. Again, the premise here is to share a cocktail with people, those that are stuck at home, such as ourselves. So something from a pro that they in turn can make at home and brag about. And you guys are welcome to take credit for the cocktail that Maxime just shared with you guys. But Maxime, I want to toast to you. Before we go, tell you thank you very much again. Salud. Best of luck in everything you do. Stay safe out there, and I will be. Take care.
Thank you, Jaimito. Love you.
All right.